Among the many dozens of mitzvot in our week's parsha, there is a mitzvah that technically isn't relevant nowadays, the prohibition of plowing the field, putting together an ox and a donkey together, which is called kil'ayim. You're not allowed to put them together the same plowing machine. And the reason for that, the Mefarshim say, what Mefarshim say is that donkey is not as strong as an ox, and therefore will just be lugged along by the ox and will suffer, or the donkey will suffer from a different perspective, because the ox chews its cud and will not be hungry, while the donkey doesn't and may suffer more because he doesn't have enough food while he's working. And that is the reason the Mefarshim say the Torah prohibited causing suffering to animals when they're not equal, when putting them together in a place where they can't live together or can't do the work together, and one is causing suffering to the other, is prohibited. Comes the Sefer HaChinuch, the Rishonim, and says an amazing chidush. He says this mitzvah applies to people too. There is a prohibition to place two people who don't get along together in the same position or in the same office, or appoint them to force them to work together, because it's just going to cause machloket, and it's going to cause dispute and suffering to one of them or to both of them. And that way some mitzvah that would seem to us a low-tech, irrelevant mitzvah at all becomes something that's very relevant to our lives in a way that we have to consider. You can't just say, well, just figure it out. We have to think about how to prevent ourselves from creating situations which people may suffer in, or people may not get along together. People are different. People have different views. People have different temperaments. They have different ideologies and different feelings. And it's important to consider that too, because if the Torah commanded us to take tzar ba'alei chayim, the suffering of animals, into consideration, so how much more so for people when we think about how we relate to the people around us, and how much we do not want to cause suffering or people to feel bad because of differences between them. Shabbat Shalom.